Hello, everyone, and welcome to the SIG ContribEx comms meeting of October the 10th. I'm Frederico Munhoz, and I will be hosting today's meeting. This is a Kubernetes SIG meeting, and as such, it falls under the CNCF Code of Conduct. I've shared the CNCF Code of Conduct in the chat as well, so have a read if you haven't, but in general, just be excellent to each other and be respectful, etc., etc. This meeting is being recorded and will be posted on YouTube later on. So if you do not want to be recorded, just turn the camera off, and that's pretty much it. I don't think that we should spend a lot of time with introductions. We are three of us here at the moment. I will start sharing my screen, and we can just go directly into the major aspects of this week's work. As soon as I find the share button, here it is. Share. Yeah. So I've also added the meeting agenda link to the chat. So add yourselves there if you can. Okay, so generally we start before starting with anything. Actually, I think it's preferable this way. Any out of agenda items that anyone wants to add that we should address before going into the usual review of weekly status updates? Okay, so we'll move right along. One of the first things that we usually see are a review of the social postings that our group has in the message of the week, highlights in LWKD and on socials. I have the file here. What I can say is that we added several of them from last week, namely the ones that were related with Kubernetes release 135 release deadlines, one of which is today, the PRR. So those were added and those were covered. We continue to add some of the missing ones. I'm actually lending a hand here as well. I've added 4 or 5 in the last couple of days. There's more, but I don't have a lot more information about more stuff here, namely in the weekly news or anything. I think that we're okay because most of the ones that had close deadlines, those have been sent. The rest, I think we can tackle during the weekend or even in the beginning of the next week because they have no impending deadlines. We also did send something around the elections that are coming, and we will need to update here the no's. And these are no's, but actually are yes as well, because some of them are sent to more than one network. Any comments on this? Perhaps someone here has additional updates?
Nope, none for
No.
me.
I'm going to add. I didn't ask anyone to be a note taker because I don't think it's worth it for this more intimate meeting of the three of us. I'll just go and say reviewed the several. Okay. Um, Nothing mentioned in new items. I don't think that we have any new items here. Same thing for updates and big wins. Anyone has anything to share? Um, it's not a big win, but I think that we when we go into the board, we will see that at least one of the working group blogs that we have has been merged, although not yet published. So it's sort of an update, not yet a big win, but it will be a win sooner than later. And with that being said, let me go to the board. And I'll start exactly with that. So we had this the policy working group spotlight reviewed and merged. This was mentioned last week. There was more work. Arujval specifically was the one responsible for it. So he did the updates and it was merged. Now we still have an additional task here. Following the new procedure, what mostly happens in this blogging process is that the content itself gets merged, but the header contains a draft flag, so it doesn't get published. And a separate PR is open to set the date and remove that draft PR. The goal here being to separate the technical reviews and the content reviews from things that require deciding the dates. And why? Not only because it makes sense to separate who is responsible for approving what, but also because what happened often was that if for some reason the article wasn't reviewed on time, the change to the next day would require an LGTM again, right? So, and that in that case would mean that the same people responsible for the content review would have to go through it again. This separates responsibilities, and once the content is okay, the date itself can be decided and easily approved. It's currently open. We hopefully this will be merged soon. Actually, this is very recent. So yeah, this is the one of them. SIG autoscaling. This one I'm going to move as promised last week to blocked waiting or one fix. Yeah. Here. I might move it back if necessary, but as I mentioned last week, I did a series of requests in the SIG autoscaling group and to the shares and leads to gather their interest in making a spotlight. I didn't get any feedback. So after the three requests spaced in time, I've sent a final one saying that it's okay, right? There's no current interest. If that changes, you know where to find us. We'll be happy to have a spotlight. So I moved this to one fix, and maybe someone in the future can pick it up again, or maybe someone in SIG autoscaling will see the messages and reach back to me, and in which case we will move this back again. This one actually should be here, and it's done. Let me put it here, if it's merged. This could be deleted, but anyway, let's keep it there. SIGAUTH. I've pinged the SIG author again, as I promised last week, and waiting for feedback. So he did said a couple of weeks ago that they were syncing and checking if they had all the answers. The status of this is that we shared the questions, and they are working on the answers. Hopefully, we get an answer for the now that we've asked again to see if it's going to take a bit more time or not. Six storage spotlights. Let me check. I don't have any updates on this. I will ping Darshan later on. This was last week. I don't think that they are in this call, but I don't have an update, so I'll follow this up again. I did follow the rest, but this one slipped through my fingers. And the final SIG architecture spotlight. This is the capstone one. I'm trying to arrange a final interview. This is still in progress, so no updates from last week, but it's still pretty much an active thing. Preliminary review, we have the LinkedIn, add LinkedIn to Kates.io and Kates.dev. Let me see the status of this. Yeah. Okay, so we're still waiting on updates here. I've not been directly involved in here, but I'll actually. Not sure if this is helpful or if it's not helpful. Actually, let me scratch that. I want add here. Kathleen has already asked twice. I'll likely go to Slack and see if there's something that we can do. Well, and as I suspected, we've rushed through the open topics. Is there anything open conversation now? Anything that anyone wants to add?
Nope, nothing new for me.
Okay, excellent. So as some meetings go the entire hour and more, others are 20 minutes. We've had one of the 20 minutes one today. Let's call it a week, and I will close the YouTube because of recording. So for all of those watching us on YouTube, it was great being here and sharing the updates of the SIG ContribEx comms team, and I'll hopefully see everyone next week. Thank you.